Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barban. With me is Jeff Dover. Let's talk football.
That's right. We're talking about NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, 2025, 2026, just coming off this draft. Interesting group of people.
Yeah, and we've got the odds on FanDuel pulled up to see what they think, what Vegas thinks are the betting odds favorites. So Ashton Jeanty leads the way here at a plus 270. I even ahead of Cam Ward. He's at plus 380. So I thought for a second, I'm like, really? Shouldn't it be the QB? Because he'll be center stage. He'll be the one that potentially can accumulate the most statistics. Because a lot of this is just stats. Like it's not going to be a lineman, even though a lineman could, Football Insiders could say, no, that was the best player. The people who vote on this don't see it that way. It's going to be someone who accumulates like touchdowns, yards, that sort of thing.
Right. Okay. So just to that point,
yeah,
I absolutely for sure the best offensive rookie this year will be a lineman. It's going to be some guard or tackle somewhere that's going to play 15 games or 16 games and do well. That will absolutely not win this award because of everything you just said.
Give up zero sacks and yeah,
exactly. Like and that will absolutely for sure happen. And that team will be so thankful that they have that player that they, for that little money, doing a great job protecting their quarterback and opening the running lanes. But they absolutely will not win the Offensive Rookie of the Year for everything you just said. So
yeah, I'm trying to find the highest.
Hands down, the best player will be a lineman. Offensive rookie. I mean,
really think that, eh?
Oh, yeah. Once it's 100%, all lined up? 100%. Because there's so many of them. There's like almost one on every team. And so, and they almost always, one of them, like for sure, multiple ones, 2 or 3 of them will start every game and be good.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Who's even going to get playing time? That's it. Some of these players, like for instance, Travis Hunter's third on the list. He's actually third on both lists. Offensive and defensive rookie of the year. There's no way he can win both. But Jeanty, okay, let's make the case for Jeanty.
Sure.
The reason I can see it is because that team, he's going to be the featured back. He's going to be on the field a lot. And if you believe that Geno Smith and all the other additions they made are upgrading that team to some degree, he'll have an opportunity to gain a lot of yards, be the featured back, catch it out of the backfield, like just do all the things. He'll be featured in that offense, which you have to be to accumulate the stats you're going to need to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So
that's an excellent
it's reasonable
point.
He's number one on the list.
They knew it going in. They knew they had a need at running back. It was really weak. And so that this person's going to get some time. There were some other people said that the type of offense they run also fits his style, like in terms of
So
like that's a good matchup too. Another reason to think he'll be productive. But it's it's a really high pick. They're paying him a decent amount of money, which also means that he's we should play this guy because we're paying him this much, so that's there as well. So and it's the wide receivers, the don't get the ball in every play, like they want to, but they don't, but running backs would potentially touch the ball. Like he could touch it 20, 30 times a game, right? So the
20 out of the back, 20 running and 6 or 7 catching, like it's going to be a lot of touches for this guy, and he can catch.
Yeah.
So that's it makes sense. He's number one. Cam Ward, it makes sense he's number 2 if he starts and plays well. Quarterbacks just accumulate stats. Like Jaden Daniels won it last year, obviously winning 12 games and a couple playoff games. How is he not going to win it? Travis Hunter, I guess if he starts as a receiver, like enough, I don't know if he'll play enough at receiver. I'm surprised he's ahead of Tetairoa McMillan.
Yes. I would not have the odds be that different between them on this, because for all the same thing, like McMillan's for sure going to get time. McMillan will get more snaps at wide receiver than Hunter will.
And he's going to be the he's going to be the X receiver, the featured receiver in that offense. And if you want to be charitable, Bryce Young looked really good in the last 7-8 games last year. Like it looked like he figured something out. And they were taking even the best teams to the wire. Like they played Philadelphia tough. They played everyone tough at the end of the year.
And it was clear that similar to what we talked about with Jeanty, it was clear that like what Carolina needs is a wide receiver too.
He throws everything to Thielen. Thielen's
Yeah.
147 years old.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's
that this is
they
one of those
needed
things.
an X.
Yeah, I would have. I'll bet on, if I was a betting person, which I am, I would bet on McMillan more than Hunter for the wide receiver thing for sure.
That's who I'm betting on.
Yeah. Is it? Is that your guy?
I think Jeanty will actually play well, but I think betting on McMillan is a bet on Bryce Young. I'm assuming he's going to have a good year this year.
Continue from the second half.
Continue from the second. I'm assuming he sorted something out at the end of last year, and it's not they just ran into a bunch of teams who played bad. I think he started to elevate. If you watch him, it's obvious he was having he looked like he was putting together some drives and some plays like from his Heisman years. Oh my God, that's the Bryce Young we saw in Alabama. There he is. He's finally on the field. So I'm guessing that continues. And if him and McMillan, now the key thing is, are they going to get some chemistry really quickly for the purpose of McMillan winning this award? He could come on at any point in the season.
Yeah, but also a rookie wide receiver winning it doesn't have to have 1,000 yards. Like this could be like 500 or 600 or something too. So
it could, because he'll be compared to everybody else here.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So where did Hampton end up?
Right after McMillan.
Yeah, where did he end up?
The Chargers.
Right, okay.
But I don't know that he'll be the featured back there.
No, I know. That's what I was thinking. Skill-wise, I like him similar to Jeanty, to be honest. Like, I think he's an excellent running back. He did a lot at UNC, considering how limited that team was, Yeah. But yeah, that's the key thing, was that the room looks really different for Jeanty than it did for Hampton. I was going to go for my peak, just because of the news that came out this week, was going to go with Higgins, because they gave him the guaranteed contract. I think he fits really well with that offense. The odds were crazy. It's like plus 6,000 or plus 7,000 or something like that. So it's a good bet. And I think that with the fully guaranteed contract, and I think that he's not going to have to be the X receiver, but they have some other options there at Houston. So I think that he fits in really well.
I think he'll be the Y, and I think he might. Now, on the depth chart, they have him listed as not as the starting wide receiver, but he might win the job.
Yeah, and I think that it was at that odds I was going to take it, because I think the rookie of the year, if it is a wide receiver, I think I'm in the 600 to 800 yard range, which you can get if you get hot sort of in the second half of a season, or strange things can happen like that. So
totally.
Anyway,
I love both of these. Well, that's why you're wearing the Iowa State
that's
shirt.
why
I love him and
I know. So
they could end up being the Y and Z receiver in that offense quickly. So Collins is the X.
Yes,
he's going to draw all the attention.
Right, and that's another thing I think is really good for in a rookie type situation, to not be. I think there's something to be said about not being the guy, right? So if you're coming in you can be a really good number 2 or number 3 receiver and get 1,000 yards, like no problem. So that's
the contrast between Higgins and McMillan. McMillan's going to be the X and going to have to be the guy right out of the gates.
He's physically he's really good, but
he'll draw the attention of the defense.
He's a plus 1,000 or so, and the other guy's plus 6,000. So you get 6 times the money. So and I think that.
Part of that might just be they don't expect him to maybe start right out of the gates.
Yeah, it's a lot of that stuff. But I also think it's a guaranteed contract, which I think, there has to be some, we're paying this guy, we want him out there at some point. So
yeah. The only other, do you have anybody else that was a bit of a dark horse in this list that you were looking at?
Well, you give me yours first.
RJ Harvey.
Yeah, that's not bad.
He's he might have gone under people's radar because he wasn't playing at a big school. But
that's
that
UCF running back.
Yeah,
right?
he's a little fire hydrant tank, and he's fast. And the Broncos are a quality team. Yeah, and I just think that there's a chance he plugs in right away, and that team just rolls.
That's a great point. I would probably bet on maybe Jeanty before him if I wanted to take a running back, but that in terms of the price point and the bet being over plus 2,000 or plus 2,500 or so.
Yeah, right.
It's that's a good one too.
Head to head, I think. Okay, yeah. Jeanty's plus 270. I got
which is
Harvey.
Not a lot at all.
No, right? I got Harvey at plus 2,000. My sense is they could have a similar season.
Yeah.
So your value, you got 10 times the value betting on Harvey.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I know that's the only other one that I thought was no one's really paying attention, but he's landing in a good spot. And again, this is also assuming Bo Nix just progresses and he plays well too.
Yeah. And it's I feel good. I like the coach too. Like it's
Sean Payton should know what he's doing there.
And where did Trayvon Henderson end up?
Trayvon Henderson's with the Patriots, which I thought, they spent a bunch of money in free agency, and they had a bunch of what I think might be good draft picks, but that offensive line really has to like become something seriously better to bet on him. He's good, but obviously running backs they're limited by their line.
My point was that I think Trayvon Henderson is similarly talented to RJ Harvey, but I think again Harvey's situation is better. Excuse me, except in terms of the team and his position in the running back room and the style that they run there and stuff. So I think it's really good.
Obviously you could go down this list and just pick out any player you thought was really good, but I'm not
betting on Jalen Milroe at all. No. I'm not betting on Quinn Ewers. There's a lot that I don't feel good about.
I guess one name that sticks out just because he was so interesting is Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
But who's the QB in the Colts? Like I know. It's a fit. It's where do they land? Are they on a team that can like immediately produce? So
now I'll say that though, that's sort of what I thought about the Raiders last year and the guy, the tight end from Georgia.
Brock Bowers.
He was amazing.
How good is he? Yeah.
Right. So and it's not exactly like he was coming in, like to the 1980 San Francisco 49ers type
that's true.
quarterback situation. So there is, you could have a really good tight end year and not.
That's a good point.
But so
and he had whoever throwing the ball to him.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's my point, right? So Warren is, he's that type of athlete, right? Like a Brock Bowers, I think that, is a real difference maker, but it's I'd still probably take the wide receivers that we picked first, and then Warren would be after that. So,
yep. Well, yeah, I think that's all I got for. Players that I've got a couple players that, regardless if they are in the running for Rookie of the Year, I'm highly interested in watching. Cam Skattebo at the Giants. How can you not want to see how this guy turns out?
That'd be great. Like that. Yeah. That's another situation where if it was a bit, lined up a bit better, I'd want to bet on that. But that'll be great.
Yeah, I don't know. You got anybody else?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our thoughts on who might be in the running for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let us know in the comments what you got, what you're thinking of. All right. For Jeff Dover, I'm John Barban, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.